The darkness whispered. It always did. Every night shadows danced on my walls. They took the shapes of monsters from my storybooks. I would lie awake, my heart hammering in my chest. The fear was a living thing, cold and clammy, clutching at me. Sometimes I thought I heard voices too, whispers just beyond my understanding. They sent shivers down my spine. I would squeeze my eyes shut, wishing them away, but the darkness only seemed to press in closer. It suffocated me with its unseen terrors. Sleep, when it finally came, was a fragile thing, easily broken, easily stolen away by the slightest noise. My room, a sanctuary by day, transformed into a prison of fear every night. I hated the dark, but more than the dark, I hated being alone in the dark. My mother's room was my haven. It was a small room, but it felt enormous in the dark. Her bed took up most of the space. Its soft sheets and warm blankets were a welcome contrast to the coldness of my fear. She never complained when I crept in beside her, seeking solace in her presence. The bathroom was right next to her room. Its door was always slightly ajar, a sliver of light escaping into the hallway. This light was my beacon, my reassurance that the darkness wasn't all-encompassing. Sometimes, when my fear became unbearable, I would creep out of bed and stand in the doorway. I would stare at the light, drawing comfort from its steady glow. The bathroom light was my lifeline. It kept the monsters at bay. It was Christmas Eve. The air buzzed with excitement and anticipation. But beneath it all, my fear lurked. I knew Santa Claus came at night. The thought both thrilled and terrified me. What if he never came? What if he got lost in the dark? That night, nestled beside my mother, I saw it. A red light. It was faint at first, flickering under the bathroom door. It grew stronger, pulsing like a heartbeat. My breath hitched. Could it be Santa? Had he finally arrived? I sat up, my heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. I stared at the light, mesmerized. It danced and flickered, casting strange shadows on the wall. I had never seen a light like that before. It felt different, alive somehow. I was drawn to it, compelled to see what lay behind the bathroom door. As I slid out of bed, a voice boomed through the darkness. It was deep and powerful, a voice that brooked no argument. "Do not go there, child," it warned. I froze, my blood turning to ice. Who was that? The voice was unfamiliar, yet it seemed to resonate deep within me. Fear, primal and instinctive, rooted me to the spot. I scurried back to the safety of my mother's side. My heart hammered against my ribs. The red light, still flickering, now seemed menacing. I squeezed my eyes shut, burying my face in the blankets. Then it happened. A crash, loud, echoing, violent. It came from the bathroom. I shot up, every nerve ending screaming in terror. The red light was gone. The hallway was plunged in darkness. Silence descended, heavy and absolute. That night I didn't dare to leave my mother's side. The next morning the bathroom door was off its hinges. Toys were scattered and broken, as if a cyclone had ripped through the room. No explanation was ever found. But I knew deep down that the voice had saved me that night. From what I could never say, but the fear lingered, a constant shadow in the back of my mind. The darkness still whispered, but now I knew I wasn't alone. Something else lurked in the shadows, something powerful, something protective, and for that I was eternally grateful.